so that when that happens, the middle class does well, the poor have a shot, and the wealthy still do very well. We're also improving that Wall Street didn't build America. The middle class built America, and unions built the middle class. And our plan is working. For example, my administration announced today that Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority and the City of Las Vegas will receive, as pointed out, $50 million grant, allowing the city to renovate and build hundreds of affordable housing units. Invest in early learning, which studies show increase the prospects of 3 and 4 and 5 years old being able to finish high school and go all the way down to community college. To continue to support small businesses. Small business makes up half the economy, not just the Fortune 500. Small business makes up half the economic growth in America. I want to thank Stephen for his leadership on all of this. You know, it grows the economy. It's what we've been doing from the start. We inherited a pandemic, an historic economic crisis. As soon as I came to office, I signed the American Rescue Plan to turn things around. For example, it funded $1 billion for Nevada to help boost affordable housing, help 8 million families avoid foreclosure and eviction, stay in their homes with little or no income in the depths of the pandemic. And now, 8,000 new homes are being built across Clark County for families, seniors, and veterans. This grows the economy. It grows the economy. But that's not all. We're continuing to take corporate greed, take it on, getting our rents down. On my watch, America has been building more houses and apartments than any time during the Trump presidency. And Stephen's help, a few months ago, we came here to Nevada and announced the boldest housing plan in a generation to make housing more affordable for working families. And that includes building 2 million more homes, providing $10,000 tax credit for middle-class families buying their first home with incomes under $200,000 a year. It's going to help lower housing costs. It's going to help people start to build wealth. Today, my administration is sending a very clear message to the corporate landlords. We are going to cap rent increases at no more than 5% a year, period. We're letting them know if they abuse the system, you'll lose valuable federal tax breaks. I've also just announced a new initiative to repurpose federal land that we no longer need to build affordable housing. Here in Nevada, that would support 15,000 or more affordable homes. It matters. This matters. As soon as we came to office, we also changed the way the Paycheck Protection Act worked under my predecessor. When he favored big businesses to qualify over mom-and-pop business, we moved women and minority-owned businesses and small businesses to the front of the line instead of keeping them at the back of the line, as my predecessor did. This grows the economy. We increase funding for Minority Business and Development Agency, which my predecessor tried to eliminate. By increasing funding, we can help even more entrepreneurs from underserved communities grow and expand their business. We're increasing the share of federal contract dollars going to small or disadvantaged businesses from 10% to 15% of all the funding that's available. And this grows the economy. In addition, we're relieving student debt for borrowers across Nevada. The Supreme Court blocked my original plan to help more than 40 million working and middle-class American students get relief, but they couldn't stop me. For example, I took the existing loan forgiveness program for public servants, teachers, nurses, firefighters, police, etc., and made it work, which says that if you work for 10 years in those professions and you paid what you owed for your student loan, at the end of 10 years, it's wiped out. This is good for the economy because it helps folks who are doing the right thing and finally be able to start businesses, start families, start homes, build generational. I don't know how many letters I've gotten from into the White House. Dear Mr. President, my student debt hung over me like a lead balloon. It kept me from being able to get married. It kept us from being able to have a child. I wasn't able to even begin to buy a home. And this has all changed. People just want a shot. But take a close look at what Trump and the MAGA Republicans are proposing in Trump's Project 2025. It cut off funding for all Hispanic saving institutions, all Hispanic serving institutions, including community colleges like the College of Southern Nevada, where we're here today. They would repeal my bipartisan infrastructure law that's already invested $3.7 billion for Nevada right here in this state, like America First high-speed rail line that's going to take you from Las Vegas to Los Angeles in 2 hours, create over 30,000 jobs, and guess what? Save billions of tons because of pollution. Because people, all the studies show, you can get from point A to point B in a train or a vehicle the same distance, you take the train. We'll also invested $90 billion to replace poisonous lead pipes here in Nevada. So every child can turn on a faucet and drink clean water without fear of getting brain damage because of what's going on. We're doing the same thing by delivering affordable high-speed broadband to every Nevadan. Remember how Trump promised Infrastructure Week? Every week for 4 years? He didn't build a damn thing. Nothing. Now his Project 2025 repeals all we're doing. That's what he wants to do. The bottom line is this. Because Trump failed in handling the pandemic, lives were lost, and our economy tanked. And now we're back. Jobs are up. Wages are up. Tourism is back. The economy is growing. Inflation is down and continues to go down. And 16 Nobel laureates last week put out a paper saying that the American economy is going to grow under me and inflation will continue to go down. But they say under Trump's plan, these same economists say we'll fall into recession and inflation will be badly damage hardworking Americans. In fact, Trump's calling for a 10% tariff on everything imported to America, including basic necessities like fruits, vegetables, coffee, and more. The economists tell us his plan would cost working families a new tax of $2,500 a year. We can't let that happen. By the way, these aren't liberal economists. These are Wall Street Journal economists. These are economists from the major institutions in America. We have to do more. That's why I'm determined to finish this job. Look, let me tell you my 100-day agenda, and I'm not going to keep it real long. We're going to make sure you own more and you owe less. That means we're going to keep relieving student debt. We're going to end medical debt. We've already made sure medical debt can no longer be put on a credit report. We also work with states to wipe out medical debt for pennies on the dollar. We're going to raise the federal minimum wage. We're going to pass the PRO Act and end union busting once and for all. As we mentioned, we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month. And total drug costs beginning in January. Total drug costs at $2,000 a year, no matter how much they spend. Because a lot of them now need cancer drugs, need heart medicines. They range from anywhere from $2,000 a year to $4,000 a year to $10,000 to $12,000. The second term, we're going to make sure that's not only exists, but for every single American, every American. Folks, and it's not going to cost the government money. It saves the government money. By the way, these reforms save the lives of taxpayers, but they also save the government. Just what we've done so far, $160 billion. Wow. Savings. And people don't focus on it, but here's the deal. Instead of Medicare having to pay out $400 for insulin, the Medicare only has to pay out $35. It just is a giant savings. This year, Medicare is negotiating lower prices for some of the costliest drugs in the market. Treat everything from heart disease to arthritis. The next term, we want to go further and give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices for 50 drugs a year for the next 10 years. That'll not only save lives, it will save the taxpayers another estimated $200 billion. But get this, Trump would give the power back to Big Pharma to charge whatever they want. He also wants to terminate, I love his phrasing, terminate the Affordable Care Act, which means the average family would pay $13,000 more a year for health care because guess what? They can't get coverage if they don't have the Affordable Care Act because they may have a pre-existing condition. That means 3 million black Americans, 4 million Latinos, 1 million Asian Americans will be robbed for their health care coverage. Look, I'm taking the most significant action ever on climate. That includes bringing relief to millions of suffering from the biggest weather killer of all in America, extreme heat. I must tell you, this surprised me when I learned it about 8 months ago. If you add up hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, everything, more people die from extreme heat than all those other natural events combined. And look what it costs. It costs money for people to have air conditioning. It costs money for people to have the ability to turn on what they need. Meanwhile, Trump says he doesn't believe climate change is real. Maybe you should step out here in Vegas. So it's 120 degrees in his bare feet. Look, we're going to end Trump's... I don't want to get going here. We're going to end Trump's tax cuts for the very wealthy and big corporations so they start paying their fair share. I kept my commitment so no one could say I was going after people with money. I kept my commitment that no one making less than $400,000 a year would pay a single penny more in federal taxes. There are 1,000 billionaires in America. Right now, you know what their average cost of how much they pay in federal taxes? 8.2%. 8.2%. I'm going to make sure billionaires have to pay a minimum of 25%, which isn't even the highest bracket. No billionaire should pay a tax rate lower than a teacher, a firefighter, a nurse, someone working like that. You know what that one thing will do when we get it done? It'll generate $500 billion in revenues over the next 10 years. Allowing us to do more for child care, elder care, bring down the federal deficit so much more. And by the way, what happens when people don't have to worry about what's going to happen to the child if they go to work? They have child care. The economy grows. It grows. It grows. I signed the American Rescue Plan into law in the months of coming to office. I put $1,400 checks in the pockets, expanded child tax credit, sending $300 checks per child, per family, per month into the pockets to help them get through this pandemic. I cut child poverty in half for black families, Latinos, and Asian and tribal communities. Republicans let it expire. I want to reinstate and make the child care tax credit permanent. Permanent. There's so much more I want to say to you, I'm resisting. I'm told I should be shorten this up a little bit. Let me close with this. I look at all of you, I see your talent, your dedication. Most of all, I see the dignity of your work. That's what I can honestly say. Honest to God, I've never been more optimistic about America's prospects than I am now. Never. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together and work together. And that's what we're going to do. God bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.